Hello everyone and welcome back to another chat and chill stream and almost the end of the week. So for most of us working people, tomorrow is kind of like the last day of the week. So yeah, and therefore I wanted to chat with you all a little bit at nearly the end of the week. What I was doing until now, because I was also doing the stream on Monday to talk about what I'm up to. And now it's a little bit like, yeah, checking in if I did what I planned and so on. And doing that, I'm going to drive in American Truck Simulator a little bit. So let's first quickly find a new job that I can drive, and then I can chat a little bit. Search by route length. That's not much. 3 hours. So is it not that 48 minutes? Yeah, it could be very long. 3 hours, 60, 24 minutes. 4 hours. 4 hours. Maybe it's just 4 hours there. 4 hours in. It's just price per distance. 31. Yeah, 3 hours. Los Angeles to Santa Maria. I guess this looks good. Let me do this job. Just simply pure, a little bit fun. So, alright. Then what was I? Okay, just adjust the mirrors a little bit. Then we can start. Why do we always have to adjust the mirrors here? So this is just this one mirror. Okay. And the right one. Okay. Just has those two. Alright. Just not saying which gear I am in, but I guess it's okay. Okay. So, yeah, this week I plan to do, to work on the project a little bit more on the sidewalks and the landscape. The sidewalks I finished. The landscape I started, but the landscape there's a small little problem, which is that my laptop cannot handle properly the landscape sculpting power, so I needed to switch to my gaming PC, which I'm currently right now. So yeah, that was the thing I had to switch to this PC. So yeah, but I finished the sidewalks, so the sidewalks and the roads in my game are done. Okay, this is neutral, and yeah, then after I did the sidewalks, I started to work on then I started to work on the landscape, and then I realized that my laptop was not handling this very well, so yeah. But I didn't post any updates this week, because yeah, it's just roads and sidewalks, so nothing much to show there. It's just roads and sky and sidewalks and sky. So not much to add there. That's why I didn't post anything this week. Besides that, yeah, not really much more happened this week. Was any of your weeks a little bit more special? Because my week was really just I worked a little bit on the project and that's it. But I did other things. I did some parts for the current job and all of those things, sure. But nothing really special this week, so I don't have to say very much this week. Today I was on a one-piece trading card game, local store tournament. That's where I was coming from right now. It was okay. I won 2 games and I lost 2 games, so yeah, all in all, not bad. Besides that, a little bit of a gym session this week as well. So I'm back in the gym now. And I wanted to do a body check, but unfortunately the person who wanted to do the body check was not there. That was just a deputy. And she didn't know how to do this, so yeah, no body check this week. Hopefully I can get this done next week, so then I have kind of like a starting point. Because yeah, right now I'm gonna start a little bit more on my calisthenics journey, and I wanted to have a proper starting point. You know, I wanted to have a proper, like, okay, this is your body mass, this is your muscle mass, your fat percentage, and all of those things. I wanted to have those values before I start the real journey. But yeah, unfortunately I couldn't do this week, so I'm gonna have to do it next week. Hopefully someone is then there, that I can do it properly, and then I know all my values, and I can start my real journey into calisthenics. So yeah, oh, this is kind of like right here to drive on 55 miles per hour. Would you say that I should switch to kilometers per hour because I know it better? So I definitely drove this road here in the real world, because I was there once in Los Angeles for a few months, and I did a intensive filmmaking workshop. And there also I rented a car to drive to my shooting locations and all of those things. So yeah, and there I was driving around the city a little bit, so I guess I have to drive to this side. Not really? Okay. Yeah. How was your week? Or again, it's like kind of like a new format for me to chat and chill a little bit more. I guess it's a cool way to do those things, because yeah, it's kind of like easy chilling, chatting, all those things, and it's also good practice for me to play and to talk a little bit. What else is coming up this week? Yeah, tomorrow starts my streaming days again. So tomorrow I'm gonna stream again City Skyline. I started this stream last week, On Saturday is my performance night, so I race in iRacing, and I race the IMSA Endurance for the first time. So 2 hours and 40 minutes IMSA. But I don't have a teammate, so I'm racing it alone. But yeah, I think it's gonna be okay. I mean, the track is not really the easiest. It's Virginia. It's also, yeah, kind of like a very technical track, and at some point a little bit narrow, and not much space to overtake, or for blue flags or something like that. So I guess it's gonna be very interesting. So if you want to see more of that, just check in on Saturday. Yeah, and on Sunday I'm continuing playing Half-Life Alyx mods. Now I have From Here to There, which was also recommended in the stream last week. That this mod is also good. It's a little bit slow paced, comparing it to the main game and to the other mod that I played, Levitation. So yeah, it's definitely slower paced, but yeah, that doesn't mean it's not so good or anything. But it just started last week, so this week I'm gonna get a little bit more into this as well. So yeah, also stay tuned for that if you want to see more of this. And then next week again on Monday I'm gonna start with the stream that I do today. Yeah, next week is gonna be definitely way more development. But I definitely need to say that landscape is not really my experience field. So it's really hard for me as a solo developer, I say. I mean, sure, you have to do a lot of things by yourself as a solo developer, but it makes it really hard. I wish I would had someone who does exactly these things, someone who's really good at that, because sure I can do it. That's probably not the problem, but I guess someone else could do it better and would be way better for the games if someone would do it who has experience in this. So this would really be helpful, but yeah, it's also just the start of my journey, so of course I'm going to do everything alone. But yeah, and in the future I hope I have some people then also work with me on projects, so that I can spend more time on those things that I can do better. Because this is always the point. You have to do things you can do best and you're good at. Then the product will be also good. But yeah, I just have to do it myself. So it's gonna be very interesting. I can do a lot of things. I can do a lot of technical artist stuff. But yeah, the point is to really artist stuff like level design or creating the levels is a different thing than just working on importing assets and changing things and setting up materials and something like that. It's just basic, easy stuff. Oh, sorry, I need to go to this. And it starts raining. Should probably turn on my lights. So, how do you all like those streams? Are they good? Do you enjoy this as well? There's 7 hours 16 and 7 hours 16 minutes I have to be there. Yeah, what are you gonna do? Just yeah, come on. Get over. Oh, beautiful sun rays. That's cool. That's nice. You can drive to the right lane. Oh, isn't that not in America that you have to drive in the right lane? I guess you have to. Oh, beautiful sun rays. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, all my installed a little somewhat, but mostly visual, so no gameplay mods, no new cities or anything, new trucks or something. Just something visual. Just that it looks better like it does now. It really looks awesome. Oh. A little bit too fast. That's why I'm gonna do this. See? It looks really nice. Yeah, besides that, I learned some stuff this week, a little bit more about Unreal Engine again. A little bit more C++ I learned this week, which is also pretty good. Also very useful all the time, so yeah. Yeah, if you want to know anything of my projects, just write it in the chat, and then I can probably answer all of your questions. Because that's what this stream is all about. That I can talk to you all, and you can see what the current progress is, or would rather say hear about the current progress and what I'm going up to, what I'm being up to this week, and so on. So, okay, there are some police stuff here going on. Yeah, it's kind of nice to have such a stream, mostly for you. It's I could do this on my own. I could just drive a little bit in ATS and that's it. But it's not about the game. It's more about yeah. We can talk a little bit. So yeah. I hope you all like the short videos that I posted of my games. Yeah, I'm trying to do my best to get you all up to speed from all my projects. I don't know which... Oh, okay. This was kind of like the reverse gear. Do I have enough gas? I don't know. Where do I see it? Probably not here. Aren't there any? Okay, I can drive, I drive. So... American trucks really have so many gears? Is this true? Is this real? Or because German trucks, at least the ones that I drove and saw, don't have that many gears. Like not like the American trucks. So definitely not so much. But yeah, maybe it's real. I don't know. Are there any real world truckers out there in the chat? Because I don't know. I assume it is like the real world. Because they wanted to do it like real properly, so I guess it is real. But yeah. And but this week I finished my first skill from my calisthenics list of beginner skills, which is simple, but it is my first skill that I have checked, just a plank. It sounds so easy and simple. Yeah, it's just a plank, but you know, it's not just about, hey, this is just a plank. It's the start. You know, it's like, this is the start of my calisthenics journey. So I did this before, sure, in the German army and so on. But you know, it's like, I started now my new calisthenics journey. And this is my first skill that I checked from my list. So it's not just a plank, it's the beginning of something, you know? I hope you all know what I mean. It's like, you know, too hard. That's okay. I hope you all know what I mean. It's like, if you start something and then you get the first things off, then you get the first things done, it's like, it's kind of like the best thing. Because then you know you're not just starting anymore, but you've done some things. You know, it's like, you've really done stuff. You really did your first task, which is like awesome. Yeah, level 3. I did all of those last week. Long distance. Apply all. Yes. Long distance. Alright, I guess we can just start a new job and then we can finish next week. Speed distance. That's easy money. That's easy money. That's what we're gonna do. It's really easy money. Yeah. Okay. And now I at least see the gear. So it's kind of like, oh, where does this go? Okay, I can just drive around the outside here. Okay, yeah, so I was really proud of that, and it's not just that I did the skill. I have my list of my skills that I'm gonna do, like beginner, intermediate, advanced, expert, and so on. And before I gonna check on this, I'm gonna go to the gym and talk to a trainer and say, hey, just check on this skill. Do I perform it correctly? And if the trainer says yes, then I'm gonna check it. But only then. Not on myself. I will not check any skill out of that list on myself. Because it's not... I'm not a trainer. You know, I looked into a lot of stuff. I also taught myself a little bit about eating healthy and so on. But this time I really wanna I really focus on getting it right and ask for help and getting towards the trainer and so on. It's also something that I didn't do in the past. So most of the time I was just relying on myself, relying on what I read, what I learned, and so on. But that's not good all the time. Sometimes you just get help, or just ask the trainer, hey, am I doing this right? Even though it's just a plank. But especially in something like calisthenics, the basics are the most important thing. And if you are not doing the basics correct, then your complete journey starts wrong. So yeah, and that's why I went to the trainer and asked, hey, am I gonna do this plank correctly? You know, and everyone should do that. Why not? I mean, I also pay for this. I pay for the gym, so why shouldn't I use the trainer for this? So, yeah. Always ask trainer if you're unsure, if you just want to know something or something like that. Just ask them. They're there to help you, and you pay for it. So, always ask. Always ask. This is important. The skill to ask someone is kind of like one of the most important ones. Because if you never ask, you will never get better. You can train how much you want, but at some point you have to ask someone who has experience. You know? So, okay. I guess that's already it for today. Because the stream is only half an hour by design. Because I think I got to the point where I've said everything that I did this week and what's coming up the next days until Monday. So yeah, not too much happened this week. So next week is gonna be a little bit more interesting. Maybe I can also show you a little bit of the landscape after the stream, or in the stream, but after the 30 minutes. So then I can switch probably to the project and can show you a little bit what I was up to, because it is now on this computer here because of the landscape sculpting. So yeah, if you want to see more streams, again, tomorrow is my systems system simulation stream on City Skyline. Saturday is the the first big endurance in IMSA solo. And on Sunday I continue Half-Life Alyx mods. And on Monday continue this stream here to talk a little about what's up next week. And I hope I can show next week a little bit more about the project, because this week was, yeah, I just needed to get the sidewalks done, which was just like a task that needed to be done. It was nothing too creative, too fancy or something. That was just something that needed to be done. It's just something, at some point, just like that. Just have to do it. So yeah, if you like, please join in some other streams in the next days. And if you like all of this, leave a like, follow, sub, depending on your watching. If you have any ideas, any suggestions what I can do a little bit better, or what do you find good or bad, just let me know. And then I hope you see again on one of the streams the current days, or maybe on the next Chill and Chat stream on Monday. Then have a great ending of the week, and I see you on the next stream. Bye!